A recent paranormal investigation took place at the Jefferson County Historical Society in Watertown. The former mansion of the Paddock family has its own unusual stories to tell.
The house was built in 1876, and it was the home of Edwin and Olive Paddock. It was designed by John Hose and built by John Griffin and completed in 1878. The Paddocks lived here their entire lives. Mr. Paddock died in 1909 and Mrs. Paddock died in 1922. At the end of Mrs. Paddock's life, both of the buildings on either side of her house had been torn down, and she willed that her house would not be torn down, and so she bequeathed it to the Jefferson County Historical Society at the end of her life. One of the legends of the house stems from Mrs. Paddock's love of the house and her insistence that the house would not be torn down on her death. One was from a woman who was walking down the sidewalk one evening and swears that she saw a figure of a woman standing in the window looking out onto the street. The woman was clad in white with a sort of backlit glow to her, and when the woman noticed that people were watching her, she is reported to have turned around and walked into the gift shop and disappeared. There was one occurrence that actually happened to one of our employees. She was a curator on the 3rd floor, and someone had come in to look for an object that their grandmother or great-grandmother had donated to the museum. It was a piece of lace or something. And the curator looked all day for this piece of lace and could not find it. When she returned the next morning, the lace was laying on her desk. No one had been in the museum since. History in itself is dead. It's not alive. It only lives in the memory of the people who retell its stories and in the objects that we use to retell its stories. So the important role we think the Historical Society serves is to keep those objects, number one, but then to keep retelling the stories of those objects so that we keep the history of the community alive.